When should you trade an injured player in fantasy football? Imagine your team is cruising along and suddenly a key player gets hurt. You might wonder if it's time to make a move or hold tight. That's what we're here to figure out. When should you trade an injured player in fantasy football? The answer depends on a few key factors. First, look at how serious the injury is. If it's something like a torn ACL or Achilles tear that ends their season, it's usually smart to trade them quickly. Their value drops fast once the news hits, and you want to get something good in return before it's too late. On the other hand, if the injury is minor or expected to keep them out only a few weeks, it's often better to hold onto them. If your league has an injured reserve spot, you can stash them there without losing a roster spot. This way, you keep your valuable player while waiting for their return. Next, consider your team's depth. If you have strong backups or enough players to cover the injured spot, waiting for the player to come back makes sense. But if your bench is thin or you're facing multiple injuries, trading the injured star for healthy players can boost your chances right now. Also, think about the player's long-term value. If they are young with a good recovery outlook, they might still fetch a decent trade offer. Managers who believe in their comeback will pay more. But if they are older or have uncertain recovery prospects, it might be better to trade them sooner to avoid losing value. Timing is important. Start trade talks soon after the injury to get the best deal before their value drops further. You can also package injured players with other assets to make your offer more appealing. If you're rebuilding or planning for next season, you might even target injured players yourself, as they could be undervalued now but returned to from later. In the end, you should trade an injured player when their recovery time is long enough to hurt your current team's chances, and you can get a healthy, productive player in return. If the injury is short-term and you have roster flexibility, especially with an injured reserve spot, holding onto them can pay off. Always keep an eye on their recovery progress and your league's rules to make the smartest move.